lovelies. So today we are going to continue on perseverance. What we left off, Bob had just came over to help us out. So that's what we left off on. I haven't opened it up since then, so let's get on into it. I knew it wouldn't resolve all our issues, that I would still need to face my shortcomings. So Dog gave me a starting point. I knew what to do and had the confidence to do it. It didn't I can't say it like that. It didn't take long to start frolicking around. I wasn't against a little wrestle playing, but knowing that the wound on his neck was still pretty fresh, I tried to do it as carefully as possible. Yet, when nearly 30 kilos of deadly fluffiness jumped me, I got overturned in a moment. I was too afraid to grab the dog by the skin. Oh, yeah, don't. I'd feel that way too. Soon I regretted I hadn't done it, as our little play caused additional costs. Oh. I heard a loud crack near my right pocket. Okay, buddy, stop. That's enough. No, enough. Sit. Oh, poor dog. When I finally managed to get from under the dog, I reached into my pocket only to find that my phone took the whole enterprise pretty badly. The screen was covered in cracks, the battery went loose, and the frame above the speaker was smashed. For a second, I thought it was done for. Fortunately, as soon as I put the battery back in, the phone came back to life. The case was cracked, but it was still usable. In the end, I decided to call it a night. It had been a long day. I planned on going for a hunt in the morning, so hitting the bed early was crucial. Reporting in. This is not a scheduled call, Agent. The woman got away. No one told me what to expect of her. Ooh, okay. Our girl, Jane? Wasn't that her name? Jane got away. I don't know if that's a good thing. She attacked several people at the hospital. I saw her. Calm down, Agent. This wasn't in the briefing. The girl basically bit her way out of the hospital and jumped off a third-story window. She was like mad. I've never seen anything like that. And others. The locals are shocked. Sheriff wants to organize a manhunt. I've already seen soldiers from the military base moving around the town. The town will undergo a quarantine in a matter of 2 hours. This should make your second task easier. Your briefing. Listen to me. Listen to me. If what she is carrying is infectious, your quarantine won't be able to contain it. People will die. I need to find her. Calm down, Agent. Focus on your second target and let us do our part. What about my extraction? You'll figure something out. Your task is to No, the scientist. Your task is to secure the scientist and get him out alive. And the second asset? He is none of your concern. Find the scientist, get him out alive, bring him to us. Do not fail this time. We should be very sorry to see you go. Ooh. Yikes. It was still dark outside when I woke up. Was sleeping on a carpet near the fireplace. I rubbed my eyes and reached down for the phone to check the time. Weird. Seems the battery is dead. I was pretty sure it was around 40% the evening before. It seemed impossible to have discharged it overnight. I must have forgotten to turn it off or something. There was nothing I could do about it now. I plugged the charger in and went to wake up my new friend. Hey, buddy. Are you in for a hunt? Come on, you'll like it. I could use some help. Think you're up for it? That's more like it. To be honest, I had no idea if taking was a good idea. There was a pretty big chance he would scare all the other animals away. People often hunted with their hounds, but you needed to know how to train your dog for it. Worst case scenario, we could just have a nice stroll around the forest. I took my pocket knife, my rifle, and a piece of bandage with me. I wanted to be prepared better than the day before. I knew the area surrounding the cabin pretty well. I had a general idea where deers tended to roam, even if I wouldn't shoot any. It was always great to spot one. That's what I had to try to communicate to Bob. It's not about the shot, it's about the hunt. We were walking quietly for half an hour. I was thinking about the guy who had left. I had no respect for such a human. I remembered the rope. It must have belonged to a climber or somebody working with boats. Suddenly stopped and started sniffing around. Oh, wait, what was his name? Knight? I knew he must have caught a trace. I had a feeling he was a real predator after all. I decided to trust his instincts. A dog's sense of smell could guide you to places you would otherwise miss. He stood still for a minute, focused on one direction. He began to growl, but I couldn't see anything. The dog began to run. I struggled to keep up with him. I was trying to guess what we both were up against, a bear or a deer or something else. However, what I saw was a person, a young man in a blue sport jacket and a baseball hat. Silver carabiners at his belt rattled as he walked. Compared to me, he made a lot of noise. I'd never seen him before. What I did recognize, though, was the place we were in, the same place where I found Knight the day before. Before I had a chance to connect the dots, all hell broke loose. The two of us weren't the only people around. There was someone else, someone I didn't expect to see again. It was that woman from the gas station, Jane. Jane, how did you get way out here? She was moving extremely fast. Oh wait, Jane's not okay. She's feral. Get out of there. She ran up to the unsuspecting guy, jumped right on top of him, knocking him down. She leaned down towards his arm, and that's when the screaming started. The poor guy. Maybe it was the guy from before, though. Like the guy who left the dog. But that's so tragic. At first, I couldn't really comprehend what was going on. My mind tried to come up with some kind of explanation. Maybe they were just fooling around. Maybe it was some stupid charade. Maybe I was daydreaming. It took some time before reality of what was happening hit me fully. I would never forget that sight. Ew. Jane bit a part of that guy's arm out and swallowed it. I saw her face. She was covered in blood when she bent down again to sink her teeth in the guy's throat. It was no longer a human face. Ugh, Jane, don't look at me like that. She was devouring a living person. Can you imagine it? The guy was screaming in pain. He was trying to push her off, but didn't have enough strength. When she reached for the neck, it was already too late for him. Jack, get out of there. Soon the screaming was replaced by gargling and gnawing. I couldn't move. Jack, you're gonna have to move. I was paralyzed with fear. Reacted first. He lunged at Jean, clenching his jaws on her hand. No! Night! I don't know where her strength came from, but she tore the dog's jaws open and threw him away as if he was a. No! He's gone? A paper doll? That's when she noticed me. Night! That's the worst death of all. Even though they Even though there was more than 20 meters between us, I could see her eyes. They weren't human anymore. She wasn't human. She was something else. There was nothing in her face beside a primal rage. It was ancient fury of a wild beast in its most basic form. She lunged right at me. Her moves were quick and determined. Use your gun, Jack. Use your gun. Okay, but body is tea. She caught up with me before I had any time to think. Moments like this make you act on your instincts. It's the hunt, Jack. You like hunting? Might as well. Girl, I am shooting her. What are we talking about? Try to over. You are not that strong, Jack. You're weak. Shoot her. I never gave it a conscious thought. I raised my rifle. My body acted on its own, recognizing the familiar motion. I aimed and took one shot. For a split second, my mind became crystal clear. I wasn't sure if it would make any difference. I breathed out and awaited the sentence. Whew. It was enough. I shot her right in the chest and through a lung. She was squirming on the grass, whimpering. As her breath grew desperate and her moves sluggish, she started crying. I was not fixing to fight you. I have my rifle in my hand, okay? That was the clear, consistent, like, you're getting shot. All right, that's all I have to say. I'm not fighting. If I have a gun in my hand, why would I fight? Let's think about that. Now, that only applies if you're not in a street fight. How about that? You're horrendous if you're in a street fight and you do that. When I shot animals, I always made sure they didn't suffer. If my shot missed its mark, I shoot again. But this was different. Okay, Jack. I stood above a young woman crying from pain, a woman who tried to eat a man alive. A few seconds prior, a woman whom I had met 2 days earlier. What was I supposed to do? Let's just run away. I'd feel bad shooting. Wait, but like, we don't want her to suffer. No, no, no. I feel like Jack would go through it if, like, he did the act again. So we're gonna just run away because we got her down. We're going. The woman was wheezing and trembling. Her eyes moved around rapidly. I couldn't stand to look anymore. I made sure she wouldn't hurt anyone else. There's no need for me to fight her anymore. I closed my eyes and walked away. As I was walking, I could still hear her breathing, choking, and coughing. I felt terrible, but I knew I couldn't shoot her. I had no idea what was going on. There was no way for me to help her. Night is gone. Wait, but they did say that like she attacked the hospital, so I'm hoping Natalie got out. The first thought that came after was Natalie. I touched my pockets, feeling for my cell phone. I need to get back to the cabin. As I decided to head straight back to my cabin, I heard a quiet whine. I looked around frantically, searching for Knight. He was nearby, whimpering softly and licking the face of the now dead man. I was wondering if that was his former owner. If so, what was he doing here? Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that the guy in the blue jacket was his owner. Because, like, why would he be here, you know? But I'm kind of wondering why he left the dog there. Had he come to end his unfinished business, too afraid that someone would find out, or maybe he had a change of heart and came to get his dog back. Guess we'll never know. Yeah, we'll never know, Jack. I called out to Knight and started running back. He followed me limping. Okay, Knight wasn't dead. Okay, that's great. Sadly, the owner is dead, and Jane, our favorite person, I guess, is gone. Well, we don't know if Jane's dead, but still. He followed me limping. After getting hit like that, it was no wonder. I had no idea what was going on. Oh, wait, she did bite other people. So they're probably, or she ate other people. I don't believe Jane's dead, honestly. And why that woman attacked me, the only thing I knew for certain was that I needed to call Natalie. I had to make sure she was safe. There was no time to waste. I picked up my pace. Okay, we're rhyming out here. Okay. The sight of the massacre was... okay, massacre is a little too much. Was still fresh in my head. With all my might, I tried to think about something else, but the memory of blood and torn out fragments of flesh was haunting me relentlessly. And I get that, you know, like watching someone get mauled by another human is crazy. That's insane. I'd be like the trauma would be there for years for me. It was like a horror movie playing over and over right in front of my eyes. My stomach turned upside down whenever I thought about what had happened. I couldn't believe I had left her like that. All right, so you wanted me to shoot her again, babe? You were sounding like you were going through it. I felt myself image crashing down on me. For a second, I could picture my father scolding me in my head, like there was anything else I could have done. I always wondered how I would behave if faced with a similar situation during wartime. Would I be able to shoot my own brother in arms, or would I just walk away? But like, there's a difference, all right? You shot her already, all right? You already did the hard part. Now I knew. I could still hear her wheezing in my head, even though I had walked all the way back to my cabin. I could still picture her mad face. Even if I had restrained her, what was I supposed to do later? Wait, look, was that an option? I feel like it wasn't. Now I'm overthinking it. I needed to talk with somebody. I needed to talk with Natalie. God, I missed her. My hands shook when I reached for my phone. I unplugged it from the charger and pushed the power button. I wanted to make the call immediately, but as soon as the phone came to life, I got flooded with messages. Missed call, missed call, missed call, voice message, missed call, missed call. There were at least a dozen of unread messages. They are all from yesterday. How is it possible for me to miss so many calls? When I looked back at the phone, I realized how. Back when I was playing with the screen, with Night, the screen wasn't the only thing that got smashed. I must have something. I must have somehow damaged the speaker. The phone must have constantly ringing, and I just didn't hear it. That would also explain why it was discharged in the morning. But who was calling me so many times and why? I needed to hear the voicemail, but the speaker wasn't working. I did the silliest thing that came to my mind. I punched the thing. You know what? It worked. Okay. I quickly connected with my voicemail. You have 4 new messages. First new message recorded on Saturday, 11:48 p.m. Jack, please pick up the phone. This junkie they brought in yesterday, she snapped. I mean, God. She attacked some of the staff. There was only 3 of us. Another nurse and Dr. Jacobs got bitten and scratched. I've never seen anything like that. I'm okay, but she jumped out of the window and vanished. I'm worried about Hope. I'll be heading back. Call me back soon. Second new message. Message recorded on Sunday, 15th. Pick up the phone. You need to get back here, Jack. This isn't time to play your silent treatment. Besides, this is a woman's domain. The people I've told you about are getting worse. Some of them got a terrible fever. One got really aggressive and we needed to sedate him. Something's not right. Please call me back as soon as you get this. I'm scared. Third new message. Message recorded on Sunday, 1:32 a.m. Jack, I can hear gunshots here in the hospital. I need you to get back right now. Natalie, you're still at the hospital? What the hell is going on? Oh no. No, Natalie! What? No, Natalie. Fourth new message. Message recorded on Sunday, 4:56 a.m. Okay. I'm coming for you, Jack. I've left Hope with. Stay where you are. The signal. The message ended abruptly. Then it hit me. Sunday, 4:56 was 3 hours ago. All of this had already happened. And Natalie, she hasn't came here yet. Oh, what is happening? Oh, she's out in the woods. Oh God, we have to find Natalie. We have to find Natalie. After the voicemail stopped playing, I just stood there staring at the screen. I guess I needed a moment to process what had happened. As soon as I snapped after As soon as I snapped out of my stupor, I knew that I had to find Nat. Yes, we gotta find our girl Nat. Nat, what? My first instinct was to call her, but my phone had had enough. The machine broke completely. The screen went black and it wouldn't respond to me pressing the keys. Night seemed to sense my distress. He came closer, woofing. Do you want to help me, buddy? I had little choice. I took night and went off. I knew that Nellie had been coming for me, and I knew the route she must have taken. It was a long road, but I had no other means of finding her. With the dog at my side, I clung to what little hope I had left. Oh, right, she did come out there. Okay, okay. I scarcely remembered getting into the car and setting off. Sweat trickled down my back the entire way. I wasn't speeding only because I was worried I might miss her. Eventually, I found our roadster crashed beside the road. I parked there and went out. Natalie Natalie was nowhere to be seen. My heart skipped a beat. As I scanned the surroundings, my thoughts scrambled. I couldn't bear the thought that the last memory Natalie would have had of me would be that of an absent jerk. Sorry, I have to clear my throat. That our argument would be the last time we saw each other. I had to find her. I had to find her and make things right. But for all my determination and effort, what was the one who found her? He darted off the road into the forest. I followed. I didn't think much. It was an instinct. I guess I trusted him. It didn't take long. We didn't even move far from the car before I saw her stumbling between the trees. Oh my gosh, Natalie's alive. Thank you. Natalie. She didn't seem to recognize me. Her eyes were dazed, her skin dead pale. Natalie, no. I didn't know what to do. She was wounded. I would see it, a piece of her shirt wrapped around her arm. I had left her again. I wasn't there when she needed me most. What was I to tell her? Snap at her seems like the worst decision to make. Like, what do you mean snap at her? What does that mean? I feel like he's worried. He's like really worried and stuff. Like I don't see him snap. Like he doesn't look mad. You know what I'm saying? Nat. Jack, where are you? Jack. Natalie, I'm right here. It's gonna be all right. I'm here. I cradled her and she shook in my arms, but calmed down a little. Jack? Is that you? Yes, it's me, sweetie. I'm so sorry I broke the car. Girl, the car is the least of our worries. Forget about the car, silly. Everything will be fine. I could see her shiver. At first, I thought it was because of the car crash or her wound. Then realization hit me. We were in the middle of the forest, the place that Natalie truly feared. Yet she still came here for me, and after all I said and done, she was an angel of courage. Jack, I love the glaze you give to Natalie. I love that. I love that. What happened? In the hospital, you wouldn't believe me. Girl, try me. They brought in a young woman with strange symptoms, weak, yet explosive. She had a bite mark on her forearm. We thought she might have auto-destructive impulses. She said she was hungry, but she wouldn't touch any food. We put her on a drip. We didn't know how else to help her. One day later, Dr. Jacobs came to check up on her, and she snapped. She scratched and bit him and a nurse who tried to restrain her. She dashed out of her room and attacked several other patients. When security guard tried to shoot her, she jumped out of a window from third story. Then she fled. I have no idea what happened to her. We took care of Dr. Jacobs and the patients, but things got weird. I felt queasy. I didn't like where it was going. Still, I had to ask. Weird how? They got terrible fever. We couldn't bring it down and sheriff declared a manhunt. He mobilized officers. I think the military got involved too. They set up checkpoints. For some reason, it seems like they're trying to keep people in. Then there was that woman. It was hard to say who she was. I swear to God, I was sure she was my coworker, but it turned out she wasn't. I don't know who she was. Ooh, it might be homegirl. What about you? Are you hurt? I'm fine. I was worried about you. Why didn't you call me back? My throat clenched when I thought about what had happened in the morning, how Natalie's patient ended up. I shouldn't lie to Nat. There was already too much bad blood between us. She deserved my honesty. Then again, after all she went through, wouldn't it be even more cruel to tell her what had happened? I swallowed and decided to. Loki, should we tell her everything that we found? Wait, should we tell her that we killed someone? Or keep the truth to ourselves? I feel like she'll find out eventually. But she doesn't have to know now. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. What do you mean I have to tell my lady that I kind of shot a woman down because she was out here eating people? Like, what do you mean by that? I don't know. See, this is why I have decision paralysis. I don't know which one's the better option. What's the better option? She might hate us after this. But, like, I feel like if we want trust, we should tell her. Should we tell her? Maybe keep it to ourselves. I don't know. I don't know which one to pick. I just want to know what happens if I just keep it to myself, you know? Save the game real quick just in case. I'm kidding. Um, we're gonna stay tried and true of what we pick. Yeah, let's tell her everything so she doesn't feel like she's crazy. I told her how I found Knight and how he broke my phone. What came next was more difficult. I had to tell Nat what became of her patient, how I found her, and that she was too far gone to save her. Yeah, like, don't tell her that, like, we shot her. Like, don't tell her that. In self defense. That I had to shoot her in self defense. If Natalie had been pale before, now she was sickly. I didn't know if it was because of what Jane had turned into or because of what I had done. At any rate, it wasn't the worst of it. Natalie interrupted me only once. God, I didn't think. How could that happen? I've no idea. It was as if she turned into an animal. But she was human, Jack. Only just hours ago. Okay, Natalie? I was in fight for my life, Natalie. Please, understand that part. I know, Nat, but listen. I didn't have a choice. I had to defend myself. I understand. She attacked me, Nat. Not the other way around. Remember that. The worst part was at the end. I had to confess that I had left the woman out there, wounded and dying. Wait, we don't have to tell her. Like, come on, come on. Okay, she might hate us for that one. But I didn't have enough guts to end her misery. Something I would have done for an animal without hesitation, I wasn't able to do for a person. I couldn't read Natalie's face when I told her. Was she proud or disappointed? Either way, we had more important things on our mind than dwelling on the past. What happened with Hope? Is she still at home? God, no, I wouldn't leave her alone. I took her with me, but she was scared, and I thought I didn't know what happened to you. I was worried what we might find. So I dropped her at Bob's. He promised to take care of her, and I trusted him. We were supposed to meet outside the town. Okay. Well, shoot me. For the moment back then, I felt relief. I thought that regardless of what happened to me and Nat, at least our daughter was safe. I didn't know anything. I don't know if she's safe. Oh my god! Bob! Hope! What the heck? Why is my guy? Why is everyone dead? No. Bob, you did your best, babe. I see that you tried your best. Hope might be alive. Well, oh my god. What the heck happened here? No! That was bad! What? Oh my god! I'm so sad right now. Actually, okay, so wow. Wow. Please tell me Hope is alive. Pl- Please tell me Hope is alive. Right? Right? That's actually insane. That's actually insane. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so Hope and Bob. No, I loved Bob. Bob was my favorite person, actually. That's actually insane. Okay. Um, the thing is, Jane went crazy, started biting everyone else. Bob might be dead. We'll see. And yeah, a lot happened. A lot happened. Anyways, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. All that good stuff. I hope you guys, you lovelies, have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys again later. Okay? Bye, guys.